Please unmute yourself. Please mute yourselves, show your videos and be present. Let's get started. शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरवे श्रीसत्यसायिनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्री परमगुरवे श्री शिरडी साईनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्री परमेष्टिगुरवे दत्तात्रेयस्वामी श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। It's important for you to do this nyasa because we are following certain protocol. So it's like a standard operating protocol. Then you get the full benefit of the presence. So when you're doing Shuklam then you're doing the Guru Pradhana, touching the Sahasrara, and then when you're doing the Vinyogas, doing the Rishi, the Chandas, the Devata, all those things, you have to do those things because there is the connection between the spirit and the ritual. And when you actually invoke or touch your own body with the divine energies, you become completely present. Otherwise, the mind will take you everywhere. So, the point of doing the ritual is to bring the focus of the mind to where you are present and be completely in that presence and receive these mantras in the context of that full presence. Then there will be receptivity. Otherwise, there won't be receptivity. Okay. So you understand why we do this, please. And 2 weeks from now, when you actually join the Parayanam also, be present. And even if you are not chanting, chant. Even if you are not signed up for chanting, you can still chant. And those that signed up for chanting should chant the entire chant. So, for example, if your child knows Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Mayeti Shabdita and she can chant only those shlokas, don't sign them up, please, because she won't be part of the entire Parayanam. We are doing Shata Chandi. That means each person has to completely chant the Chandi. So, if you have not learned Chandi completely and are able to chant Chandi completely, don't sign up just to chant your few shlokas, which are the easiest to do, right? I'm giving this because a lot of people will be signing up now, and those that have not learned formally the entire Devi Matyam but have learned Kavacham or Argala and those kind of things, give them opportunity to do those things and move yourselves to the other things, right? So that people have multiple opportunity to, and and those that are currently learning, please join and listen to the entire Devi Saptashati. And there is this is actually a way of teaching, and you won't get the inner significance of all the nyasas and everything at all because they are only given when the student is eligible to receive them. And who decides that eligibility? Your own conscience will decide that eligibility, and that conscience will send a signal: yes, no, maybe. Lot of people come to me to teach mudras and all of that stuff. No, they're not simply given away like that. You have to have certain, you have, just like when you go to a course, You have to take the course, you have to go through the exam, you have to practice. This is it is in the relative world you do these things. But when it comes to spiritual world, everybody thinks that I can sing, I am God, I am God, I am nobody else but God, become God. Not like that. Okay. It doesn't happen like that. But you have to have the Shraddha, that is complete presence, and do what is prescribed by practice, and not simply say, why should I do that, why should I put bindi, why should I wear a sari, why should I do this. There is no answer to why. Anybody who asks the question why is actually not a student but a doubter. The question why in spirituality is a very much eliminated. The only questions you can ask in spirituality is the what, the how, the when, the who. Those are the questions you have to ask. Why do I have to wear this? If my custom or tradition is to do this, I'm not saying that Christians, everybody should wear it, but there is a protocol related to that. Then there is even wearing the, even putting the vibhuti has a protocol associated with that. If you know that, you will be so enthralled, because it is actually a very beautiful process. Whether you put the tripundram or you put the, triputi, there is a significance to that. And why I am saying this is, many people are coming, learning, but along with this learning is learning the complete SOP, standard operating protocol, not learn part of it, not learn due to intellectual curiosity. That is not what this class is about. This is about inquiry, it is about vichara. And in that vichara, you have to first practice, do it, right? And then be it. Do it, see it, be it. That's what Bhagavan says. Do it, see it, be it. By doing, we shall be able to see, and by seeing, we can be that. But if you don't do, uh, then the rest of it won't happen. You are simply wasting time on a precious Saturday and Sunday. Okay, then engage, get engaged. We're studying Ratri Suktam. As I said, where the study is on a vacation, unless there is anybody, Martin, Shanta, any of you are here? No? Okay, yes. Okay, Saira. Ratri Suktam. Can I'll make Bala, can you share the screen? I'll make you one of the
Yes, sir.
Saira. Are you able to share, Kana? Okay, good.
Second, uncle. I'll just.
Okay. Ratri Suktam. The Rishi is Kushika, and this is chanted Pathadav before the Saptashati Patham. Adav means in the beginning. And we are pretty much done with 6 ruks for this particular beautiful Rigvedic chant. And today, hopefully, with Bhagavan's grace, we will conclude the Ratri Suktam today. Yes, that is the one. Okay. There is Sangha, you can repeat after me when we chant the last two, but hold on until we come there. Sri Sai Ishwaraya Namaha. Harihi Om. अथ Sūktam. Only when I ask you to chant, ma, please. अथ रात्रिसूक्तम् ॐ अस्य श्री रात्रीति सूक्तस्य कुशिक ऋषिः scroll down there. Everybody should be able to see when I'm chant kana, so please scroll down. Yes. अस्य श्रीरात्रीति सूक्तस्य कुशिक ऋषिः रात्रिर्देवता गायत्री छन्दः श्रीजगदम्बा प्रीत्यर्थे सप्तशती पाठादौ जपे विनियोगः ॐ रात्रिव्यख्यदायति पुरुत्रा देव्या अक्षभिः विश्वा अधिश्रियोगोधिता ओर्वप्र अमर्त्या निवतोगो देव्यू उद्वताः ज्योतिषा बाधते तमाः निरुस्वसागारमस्कृतो शसन् देव्यायति अपेदुहासते तमाः सानोगो अद्य यस्या वयन्नितेयामन्न विक्ष्महि वृक्षेण वासत्यो वयाः निग्रामागासो अविक्षत निपद्वन्तो निपक्षिणः निग्रामासो अविक्षत निपद्वन्तो निपक्षिणः निस्येनासश्चिदर्थिनः यावया करेक्ट यावयागावृक्या अवृकं यवयस्तेन मूर्म्ये अथान सुतरागा भव ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम शालोम Sai Ram. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Namaste. We're studying beautiful Ratri Sūktam, which is from Rigveda, which is different from the Tantrika Ratri Sūktam, that is also chanted by people as they do the Chandi Parayanam. And the Tantrika Ratri Sūktam is the Brahma Uvacha in chapter 1. This is Rigvediya Ratri Sūktam. The other one is the expansion about this beautiful. You can unshare. Now in this Ratri Suktam, unlike what we have this common colloquial awareness that Ratri means night, there is no translation for this word Ratri in English. And we have gone through what it is as the three, meaning the three states of being, the three aspects of our presence, as in the body, the senses, the mind, or the antakaranas, or the inner faculties, how all of these come to rest in a place, or because of which all these three come to exist in our being. It's like the screen of the movie. Without the screen of the movie, without the screen, you won't be able to actually see the movie. Similarly, your body, your senses, your mind will not be even perceived without the screen. That is that what is called as the witness consciousness, or what we call as the sakshi. And without that screen, you will not be able to have even experiences. But yet, the screen is absolutely nothing to do with the body, senses, or the mind, nor has the screen anything to do with what happens in the movie. The screen won't cry, won't get wet, won't suffer, won't have pain, pleasure, nothing like that. But the characters on the screen undergo all of that stuff. But without the screen, even those experiences don't manifest. Therefore, that which is enabling the three is what is Ra three. And this next mantra that where we have learned through the first six rooks, different aspects about this Ratri, and what is it that we are praying to this Ratri, and what are the aspects about this Ratri, how different things come to rest in this Ratri. Yāvaya vrukya amvrukam yavayastena murmye athatas sutara bhava. This is the last mantra, that the rook that we have contemplated last time. What here in this last mantra is that vrukya amvrukam, vrukya amvrukam, the he wolf and the she wolf is what we looked at as the vrukya amvrukam yavayastena murmye. Urmye is the wave. Urmi means wave. Oh, the wave of compassion. Oh, the wave as the Ratri. What is this wave supposed to do? This wave, we are praying to this wave. Oh, Urmi, oh, wave of compassion, ward off or carry or wash away. Yavaya means wash away the she wolf, the vrukyam, the he wolf, the vrukam, and the thieves, stenam. Wash them away. Yavaya vrukya amvrukam yavayastenamurmye. Stenam urmye. Athanas sutara bhava. Athaha means by doing so, bhava, you become, naha, our, sutara, rescuer. Every word is so beautifully. If you listen to this Vakyardha, you will not make any sense out of it. 100% you won't make any sense out of it. But yet, the Vakyardha, or what is called as the literal meaning, is a pointer and a guide. So you have to catch on to that which is beyond, what is unsaid, unrevealed, hidden, guptam, and leave what this literal meaning is. See, for example, say there was a festival, and the whole town turned up for the party. You use this kind of verbiage in our colloquial thing. The whole town came. Did the town come to the party, or people came to the party? It's the people that came. Why do you say that? So when you say the town came to the party, you are implying that most of the people in the town came to the festival. It's not the town. Town is immovable. It is not moving. Town didn't come. People in the town came. See, this is the beauty of looking into it. And how you look into it after this class is over, you go listen to it until you actually try to get into that. And that is what is sadhana. The Vakyardha gives the Swarupam, the basic texture, the basic context of it. Then you have to do the sadhana. And then the sadhana is contemplation. The listening is concentration. And then you will see it yourself. That is meditation. Therefore, the rishis, the maharshis, are such geniuses that they actually made sure that each of these beautiful Vedic chants, they have made it Guptam, so that the time will come. And this is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because people like me, the sadhakas, have the incredible opportunity to derive the bliss of simply looking at it together with the like minded. The curse is those that are not ready to receive it will fall away, and they think that what are these people talking about? Are they crazy? How does a wave uh, turn away the he wolf and the she wolf and the thieves, and by doing so we will all be rescued? What it doesn't mean any damn thing. So this is not for me. It doesn't make any sense. And therefore, there are commentators from the Western world that wrote commentaries saying that this Veda mantras are all about animals. Actually, one Swamiji told a very beautiful joke. One fellow in the village, I think I shared this before, one fellow in the village noticed that there was something going on the top of the hill. And he asked his friend, "Hey, friend, what is happening on the top of this hill?" "Oh, there are some people, sannyasis, they live in the, they came here for a retreat." And they are all on the top of the hill doing some. "Oh, okay, okay. How long they are here?" "3 days." "Okay, I will go check what these, saints or monks are doing." So he goes to the top of the hill, comes back like a ball returned the next day. "Hey, Nada, what happened? I thought you are going to stay there for 2 days." "Why?" "Man, what are these crazy people? They are talking about snakes and ropes." One guy says, "No, it is a snake." Other guy says, "No, no, it is not a rope." They can't decide whether it is a snake or a rope. And they're talking about gold. One fellow says only gold exists. The other guy says only ornaments exist. And they can't make out whether gold is ornament or not. So these people are crazy people. They have no idea what they're talking about. You understand the metaphor, I hope. Otherwise, you are thinking I am also a crazy guy. Yes, this is madness. As you get into this, you actually begin to see, oh my God, thousands of years ago, people had this kind of intellect. Thousands of years ago. And they had real intelligence. But now we rely on artificial intelligence and claim that it is some great intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the name of the game. Everything is artificial only. But they had artificial intelligence. Their intelligence was in the heart. Their intelligence was about the heart. Their intelligence is the heart. Dhiyo yo naf prachodayat. Their intelligence was profoundly propelled by the reality and the realness of the consciousness, not because of artificial aspects about what we observe in the world. But yet they were so compassionate just to make sure that we do the sadhana so that we get the siddhi. Swarupam sadhana siddhi. Three S's. So they only give the apparent aspect of what is being said about, and then you have to listen, you have to contemplate, You have to look into it and you have to do the sadhana, and then only you get the visualization, the vision, the siddhi. But straight away, uncle, come on, tell me, what is that thing? How do I experience it? Come on, I need to know what it is. You cannot. Where did you do sadhana? You cannot even come close to even experiencing it, let alone express it. Therefore, in this last slokam, last ruk, what is being said? Unless you ward off this ego I, the he wolf, and what belongs to it, the mine, which is the she wolf, and this he wolf and she wolf then are responsible for coming in darkness, and they are ready to howl and to steal. They're stealing away your presence along with these other six thieves. And these six thieves can only be driven away atha nas sutara bhava, by turning on the light and looking at them, such as the desire, the anger, the greed, the attachment, the jealousy, and the arrogance. So that was rook number 6. And you see how systematically it is being said that in this presence, yes, when this witness screen is showing the movie, where is it showing the movie? In darkness, no. The movie is seen in darkness. Nobody turns on sunlight and put the screen and try to see the movie. Nothing will appear. Somebody is very upset with me. Okay. So therefore, when along with this thing in darkness, Krishnam vyaktam asthitaha upama pepisha tamaha upama pepishat tamaha Krishnam vyaktamasthita usha ṇeva yātaya. My God. You see, Krishnam, darkness is approaching. And this darkness is going to hide. It is tamas. Tamas is the slumber. In this slumber, along with this slumber, what is coming? Darkness is coming. What is this darkness going to do? It's going to hide everything. Upama. It is approaching. What is approaching? Tamaha. Krishnam is dark. The next one is, so what is it saying? So when this thing is coming, there is also darkness that is coming, and this darkness is going to confuse everything. There is lack of clarity. I can look at a snake. Now I can look at a rope and think it is a snake. Craziness. Now what is this next one? Usha. Usha means the dawn. So it's saying Usha, Runeva Yātaya. Relieve us from this Runa. Runa means indebtedness. Hello. Which of you can actually, if you are listening to these mantras and listening to this Vakyartha, is it making any sense at all? Is it making any sense? Darkness is approaching, it's going to hide. Let it not approach us. Upama. Ma means upama means do not let it come close to us. Pepishata means it is very near us. Pepishata. Tamaha. And now it is immediately saying, Usha, oh Mother Usha, relieve us from all this indebtedness. Anyone that wants to take what this is making any sense to any of you? Hello, please, no. Any takers? How
This is
this may? Yeah.
similar
Yes.
to Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Okay, very good. Yeah, that's a good connection to that. From darkness to light, right? That's what it means, right? Yeah. So, what is this indebtedness? The literal vakyartham is what I am presenting to you. Pepishaha tamaha. This tamas is approaching, and this tamas that is approaching is dark, krishnam, vyaktam asthita. It is hiding what can be seen. Let it not approach us. Upama. Let it not come near us. Usha. So light. Relieve us from this indebtedness. Runa. Runa means indebtedness. Relieve us from this indebtedness. Any taker? Any other taker? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya is a is a, is what it is implying. Tamas, Usha. Tamas is darkness. Usha is light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Sairam, please protect us from knowing which is real and which is unreal.
That is all implied. I'm saying I'm giving you the words and you have to explain the words to me. Indebtedness. What is indebtedness here?
Maybe vasanas.
How are they going to cause? Okay, vasana means you have to explain to people. Is that dark? Is that Starbucks? What are you talking? Uh,
So
uh,
no, what we have been. So indebtedness is something that is kind of hanging around us, right? So vasanas are what we are carrying from the past, right? All our experiences in this life, in the past life, which is hanging around us like indebtedness. Saira.
okay, thank you. Very good. Any other? Yes, Harish Chepo.
I think the runas are maybe the past, whatever the karma we had with our friends, family, relatives. That's the reason we are in these anubandhams, right? Relations.
Okay.
So you want to get away from that and then see the real self.
Beautiful. Very good. We're getting even closer. Nice. Now, I just want to make sure that you are all in the class. And this class is not about me just talking to myself. Let's kind of make it a study circle for a change. Yes, Murthy garu cheppandi. Murthy garu next. If you want to speak, raise your hand so that I can call your name next. Okay, please. You can go to reactions and then raise your hand. Okay, Sairam.
Sairam, I think Swami said we are all born with three debts. We are indebted to parents, we are indebted to our saints and rishis, and we are indebted to the Creator Himself.
So how is this light going to relieve? You pay off the debt instantaneously. How do you pay the debt off? And that too, and you have to explain to me what is the connection to this Ratri. Yeah, that is you are all in the zip code. Definitely in the zip code. Very, I know you are all very realized sadhakas. So that's why I wanted to learn from you all today. So this is beautiful. Yes, there are 5 types of debts. Five types, sir. Debts are 5 types. Huh? The first debt is the debt to your ancestors. The second is the debt to the five elements of the nature. The debt to the devas or the luminous, like sun, the moon, all these things that are enabling our existence. Then there is a debt to these rishis. Huh? All these are debts. Now the question is, usha, runeva yātaya. Usha. Usha is the light. Pay off all these debts. Adi question.
Perhaps the wisdom instantaneously eliminates all these debts.
Wisdom of what?
Oh, good question.
Hey, Venkat, there is no
Wisdom,
need to share any file. Just listen to it right now. What file you want?
wisdom of realization that I am the pure consciousness and nothing but pure consciousness.
How do this pay off the debt? No, you are all beautiful. You are actually saying everything beautiful. Yes, Manisha.
Seeing one, everything is oneness, being one with everything.
Yeah, go try that with a bank, huh? Huh? Go tell the bank you and I are one, so I don't need to pay any debt. See what happens. Yes. No, I mean, I'm not, see, how does this pay off the debt? That is what I'm coming to. Okay, yes. Please raise your hand. Otherwise, don't speak, ma, please, because just raise your hand so I call your name. Okay, who is next? Lakshmi Suribotla, please.
Maybe getting away from ragadveshalu and I means getting away from the runam is I think ragadveshalu and usha is for like self illumination.
Okay, thank you. Gayatri Burude.
When I realize I am that, I think there is no debt left.
How? Not think. If you think the debt won't go away, how? The question is how? Yes, yes.
We are no longer bound.
Okay.
You said last time, take off the, why do you have the kantamala? I don't even have the kantamala anymore. I threw it away.
Okay. Venkateshan, Kedambi.
Relieve us from the bondage, mine and thine.
No,
That is
you're
the
all
debt.
saying what is said. I'm still looking for all what you said is correct. Raga, attachment, dvesha, hatred. Please use these as English words so that your children will understand first, and you also get clarity of what these words mean. Don't use the Sanskritam words in a forum where 90% of the people do not even understand what Sanskritam is. Come generate this. I'm not criticizing anybody that use the Sanskritam words. See, what happens is we are programmed, we are brainwashed with some things, and those express as words. And when they express as words, you have to explicitly not use what you are programmed with, but actually look at it and say, and so that other people can relate to it. This is a beautiful spiritual exercise. Beautiful spiritual exercise. Every time the word kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, something comes like, no, no, I'm not going to, because my children will not have any clue what I am saying. I am going to talk to them in a language that they can relate to. And if we both can relate to the same common language, then we are at least in the same space of awareness. Because this is a satsang, and everyone in the satsang is putting this havis in this jnana yajna. You understand what we're doing here? We're doing a jnana yajna. We're doing the yajna of wisdom here, awareness. This is not simply a class like there is a teacher and the taught. The teacher is the taught. Therefore, you have to, in a study circle, to use study circle as a forum. This is the biggest blessing Bhagavan gave to this body. If you don't participate in study circles, you will, when you participate in study circles, and when a simple question is asked and you are asked to summarize in 1 or 2 sentences, you will actually understand how much you know about the subject or not. And the mind will go completely berserk, and some people will take the mic and start talking for 15 minutes. They have no idea what they're summarize everything in 2 sentences. Yes, Chinna. Yes, Chinna next.
Yeah. So Sairam, because we think we are this body, mind, and senses, that is why the debt exists. So once we know that we are not this body and mind, these senses, the debt will disappear. That is the goal, I believe.
Yes. Now, okay, let's thank you, Chinna. I'll summarize everything. Okay, Sri Vidya, yes.
Sairam, this is Ramesh here. So the way I thought, moment, say you know your higher self, you become on the other side of the plane. So you become the giver yourself. So indebtedness has gone away because you become.
Interesting. Now you start collecting.
So infinity, you can't collect anymore. Infinity plus anything is infinity.
You become the income tax guy, Uncle Sam.
No, it's infinite plus anything is infinite.
Okay, no, beautiful. A beautiful way of, again, as I said, there is no right or wrong here, brothers and sisters. Everything what you are saying is spot on. There's no, but now what you need to put it in the context of what we are saying is upama, pepishat, tamah, kRshnam, vyaktam asthita, usha, ṇeva, yātaya. So all of this knowledge now, what you are sharing has to come to crystallization in exactly into that. Then you have translated the vakyardha, the literal meaning, into something that is meaningful to you. That's meaningful to us. Yes, Shakti, Rajashekaran. Yes, sir.
Sai Ramana, the way how I understood is we are indebted to this whole existence or this universe through the rishis, through the parents, all these five vectors whom you said, which basically works to help us realize ourselves. That's the debt what we owe to them. And we don't pay the debts because we collect through our impressions, the vasanas or whatever it is, we collect all of that stuff. And we prevent ourselves by putting all these self-limitations to realize who the truth we are. By letting that light shine on us, letting we not only realize who the truth we are also paying the debts back for which the whole universe exists.
Okay. Thank you. Sujata.
So, like you said, when there is darkness, the rope looks like a snake. But once there is a light, you see the true nature of what it is, rope, not a snake, and your fear, your anxiety, all that disappears.
Yes.
So here,
yes.
yeah.
So thank you, I agree. The question is, what is the debt that we have to pay? What is the debt?
The imprints, the vasanas, the imprints that we are carrying, all that are because how we are ignorant of our true nature. The moment the light shines and we no longer are attached to the body-mind complex and we become one with the true self, that is true I. That's
Nice.
how I see it.
Thank you. Beautiful. Sahiti, Chapama.
Maybe you can get rid of the debt by doing seva.
Oh, nice. Yes. How do you get rid of the debt? By doing seva.
Well, like
In fact, some people get into more debt by doing seva. Tell me about it.
you could just, like if you're really devoted, then maybe that'll like clear up your debt.
Yes. Thanks for sharing. I agree with you. Service is everything that we do as service is relieves us from this bondage and the debt. Nicely said. Okay, let's now go to looking at this mantra. I will pause here. Okay, Anish. Okay, we'll go with Anish. He just raised his hand and then we'll stop there. Anish, go ahead.
Hi, Ram. You mentioned before that going like to yoga nidra is a different experience from just going through slumber. So in this case, maybe that runam is the tamas and the slumber, like the slumber that you go through because we're very like human and that's what we're very used to. So we want to get rid of that feeling of like sleepiness and slumber and lack of awareness when that night falls.
Yes. Good. Very good. So, this tamas, as you all expressed, tamas is ignorance. Tamas is ignorance. And this ignorance, when in this ignorance is darkness. And in this darkness of this ignorance, you cannot clearly see because this darkness hides the reality. Now you're saying in the context of this, what we are studying as Rātri Sūktam, when what we are talking about is when the body, the mind, and the senses, when they are retiring literally from our own reality of day to day life, we get into this slumber or into this darkness where there is absolutely no clarity, because when you are in deep sleep, a tiger may be in your room but you will not be scared, or something is happening, you are still sleeping like a log. So what happens in day-to-day experience of Ratri, in day-to-day experience of this night, when the body, the senses, the mind all completely submerged, we are in ignorance, we are in tamas, we are in slumber, we have completely no awareness of anything associated with our presence. Can anybody deny this? Yes, this is common experience. This is common experience. Therefore, what in this common experience, the prayer is when I am in deep sleep and slumber, God forbidden, when a snake comes into this room, please save me from that snake or a tiger or whatever. And I'm telling you, this is not, even though I'm laughing here, in that state where your body, senses, and mind are completely inoperable, you are in this slumber and anything can happen and nobody can. Therefore, you have to be rescued, and this rescue comes from the context of the light. Now this is relative. This is Jivaratri, what the individual is experiencing. And in this experience of the individual, there is complete slumber, there is complete ignorance. Now the key operating word is the debt. Usha ṇeva yātaya. So the first mantra is very commonly understood. You can now interpret that when my body, mind, and the senses, the body, the mind, and the senses are in this deep spiritual state, not the slumber, like we talked about even Bhagavan Ramana when he was in complete meditation in that Virupaksha Guha. When people went down to get him from that Patala Guha, his body was eaten by ants and it was in a state only the I is present. He was not absent. He was not absent means the I am consciousness was awake. But his body, mind, consciousness were gone. Now don't repeat this, huh? You can't try to imitate the great gurus. They are not for, you have to. Now what it is saying, when I get into this state of who I am completely, when my body, the mind, senses, everything, let myself not go into slumber. Oh my God. In this ignorance or the slumber, now interpret this, in the ignorance or the slumber, in the ignorance of slumber, when the senses are awake and the mind is awake and the body is awake, 90% of the people are still in slumber, and that slumber is called ignorance. And that ignorance, what does it create? It creates debt. How does the ignorance create the debt? That is the fundamental question. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of knowing who you truly are, or the awareness of who you truly are, will create a debt. How does this ignorance create a debt? And this is what is called, now please pay careful attention to this. This is the entire essence of what is described as a samsara. Cycle, the cycle of samsara. From the ignorance comes the desire. From the desire comes the action. From the action will come the result. The result will give experience. The experience will give impression. And you have to completely come back to relive these impressions. So ignorance, action, ignorance, desires, action, results, impressions, and impressions recreate the birth, because the body is gone. Your body may be gone, the impressions remain. Therefore, you come back to relive the impressions, and again more ignorance and more desires, more actions, more results, more experience, more births, more births. What is this now? Everything is a cycle, and this cycle is perpetuating enormously, creating this debt, and this debt of results and impressions which you have to come back to pay and to pay and to pay and to pay. Everyone beautifully summarized it. Now what I'm putting it is in this, now I purposefully not using the words anything related to the Vedantic parlance, purposefully, because otherwise you wouldn't understand what we're talking about in this language of ignorance. Now what comes first? Ignorance or desire? Now you can do this analysis yourself. If I completely tell everything, you won't meditate on. You don't put what we call as Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyas. These are the technical words. Listening, contemplating, and completely looking at it. How does this apply to me? You have to ask these questions. Is what being said makes sense? Is the first question. Please ask these questions. Is it making sense? Do I actually understand it? And the third is it real for me? Is it real for me? If you ask these questions, you will get stuck because your mind will deny the reality. But you keep looking at it, looking at it. And then once you see it, my God, you look back at all of this and say, what foolishness I have been in existing so far. Upama, pepishat, tamah, kRshnam, vyaktam asthita. What is to be seen is hidden by this darkness of ignorance. Let it not fall on us. It is approaching us. It's going to come and fall on us. It's going to eclipse us. The only way I cannot get eclipsed is when I awaken. Usha. Rahugrasta divakarendu sadrusho maya samachhadanat. Sanmatra karanopasamharnato yo bhut sushuptuf puban. Praga swapsamiti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhignayate. Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshina Murtaye. This ignorance is false imposition. What is this ignorance? The ignorance is it's false imposition. What is this false imposition? The false imposition is that the rope is the snake. That is the false imposition. There is no snake, but it is tamaha, ignorance, kRshnam, dark, vyaktam asthita. What is real is hidden in something that is not real. Therefore, what happened? You awaken, you see clearly, and that clarity, all this indebtedness you have been carrying for millions of lives, all this indebtedness. What is this indebtedness? The indebtedness is the baggage. The baggage you have been carrying for millions of lives. Instantly, ṇeva yātaya. What takes away that baggage? Usha, awakening, prabodha samaye. Svatmanam prakati karoti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. Now, all these, what we are talking about, the fundamental root of all of this is this ignorance, which creates the cycle. Yes, from ignorance only desires come. And this ignorance is what causes the desires to propel from the state of that ignorance. And that ignorance desires, then desires make you act. Now, it's very careful here. We are not talking about good desires, bad desires, and any desire. Now, people will ask the question, oh, what if I desire for salvation? Is that desire good desire or bad desire? It is a desire, but yet it is the desire that eliminates the desire. Therefore, it is. Then these results that are generated from the action will do what? Will give impression. It will give pleasure or it will give pain. And then you get impression of that. And that impression will survive because it is carried with this fundamental subtle aspects which will exist until all those impressions are exhausted. Yes, today I haven't taught anything, but oh, sorry, Sangha has to leave. Okay, I'll let's. Is Lalita on? Huh? Lalita Varanasi.
Lirana.
Okay, okay. Gauri, are you there? Where is? Okay, because.
Yes, Uncle, I'm here.
Okay, chant with me, please. Okay. Upamam.
Upamam. Upamam.
Okay, let him bring up the. Now we're looking at these words. Upama. So because it's the Swaritam is Rigvedic chant, it is Upama, chanted as a Dirgham. Pepishat tamah kRshnam vyaktam asthita usha ṇeva yātaya. Upama pepi upama. Sorry, I did it as a mistake. Upama.
Upamam. Upamam.
Pepishat tamah.
Pepishat tamah. Pepishat tamah.
kRshnam vyaktam asthita.
Krishna vyaktam asthita. Krishna vyaktam asthita.
Upama upama pepishat tamah.
Upama pepishat tamah. Upama pepishat tamah.
kRshnam vyaktam asthita.
Krishna vyaktam asthita. Krishna vyaktam asthita.
Upama pepishat tamah kRshnam vyaktam asthita.
Upama pepishat tamah. Krishna vyaktam asthita. Upama pepishat tamah. Krishna vyaktam asthita.
Usha ṇeva yātaya.
Usha ṇeva Usha ṇeva yātaya. Usha ṇeva yātaya.
Upama pepishat tamah kRshnam vyaktam asthita. Usha ṇeva yātaya.
Upama pepishat tamah Krishna vyaktam asthita. Usha ṇeva yātaya. Upama pepishat tamah Krishna vyaktam asthita. Uncle, sorry, I'm going to do one more time. Upama pepishat tamah Krishna vyaktam asthita. Usha ṇeva yātaya.
Now we are 5 minutes already above. Let's finish learning the next one also. Tomorrow we'll dig deeper into the next mantra and we'll get into full context of the Purvangam. So don't miss this, because you have to understand the entire Purvangam, that in which these chants are there, the Kavacham, the Argala, the Kilakam, and the Rātri Sūktam, and there is also the Nyasas. And this, after going through the Nyasas, the Rātri Sūktam is chanted. But I'll get into that tomorrow, give the preamble, and then next class we'll cover the Nyasas, and we are fully prepared to do the chanting on August 6th after the Shravana Shukravaram, the Varalakshmi Vratam. Upatega
Upatega, upatega,
Ivakaram
karam, ivakaram,
Vrunishva
vrinishva, vrinishva,
Duhitar Divaha
duhitar divaha, duhitar divaha,
Upatega Ivakaram
upatega, ivakaram, upatega, ivakaram,
Vrunishva Duhitar Divaha
vrinishvaduhitar divaha, vrinishvaduhitar divaha,
Upatega Ivakaram Vrunishva Duhitar Divaha
upatega, ivakaram, vrinishvaduhitar divaha, upatega, ivakaram, vrinishvaduhitar divaha,
Ratristoman
ratristoman, ratristoman,
Na Jigyushe
na jigyushe, na jigyushe,
Ratristoman Na Jigyushe
ratristoman, na jigyushe, ratristoman, na jigyushe,
Upatega Ivakaram Vrunishva Duhitar Divaha Ratri Stomanna Jigyushe
upatega, ivakaram, vrinishvaduhitar divaha, ratristoman, na jigyushe, upatega, ivakaram, vrinishvaduhitar divaha, ratristoman, na jigyushe.
Very good. Thank you, Ma. So I'll chant the whole Suktam today, and then let us finish this class today with a few questions, and then we'll go from there. And this recording of this Ratri Suktam up to Rook number, where did we finish, Ma? 4, I think, is already available. Tomorrow we'll finish the recording of the rest of the Suktam. Om Sri Sai Ishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om Atha Ratri Sūktam Asya Sri Ratriti Sūktasya Kusika Rishihi Ratrir Gayatri Chandaha Sri Jagadamba Prityardhe Saptashati Pathadau Jape Vinyogaha Om Ratri Vyakyadayati Purutra Devya Akshabhih Vishwa Adhishriyogodhita Orvapra Amartya Nivatogo Devyu Udvataha Jyotisha Badhate Tamaha Nirusvasagaramaskrutoshasan Devyagayati Apeduhasate Tamaha Nirusvasagaramaskrutoshasan Devyagayati Apeduhasate Tamaha Sanogo Adyayasyaga Vayanniteyamanna Vikshmahi Vrukshena Vasatyovayaha Nigrama Aso Avikshata Nipadvanto Nipakshinaha Disyena Saschidardhinaha Yavayaga Vrukya Avrukam Yavayastena Murmye Atha Ana Sutara Abhava Upama Pepishat tamah kRshnam sorry Upama pepishat tamah kRshnam vyaktamasthita usha ṇeva yātaya. Tambi, hello Sairama, I'm trying to follow you. Upama pepishat tamah kRshnam vyaktamasthita usha ṇeva yātaya. Upatega ivakaram vrunishvaduhitar divaha Rātri Sūktam jigyushege Om Shanti 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 Yadaksharapadabhrashtam matrahinantu yadbhaven Tatsarvan shamyatal deva Narayana namostute Visargabindu matrani padapadaksharaणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु. Okay, Sairam, thank you, Magauri. Sorry to put you on the spot, but you know that nothing is predictable with Uncle already.
No problem, Uncle. No problem.
Okay, so let's take a couple of questions and then we'll close with the Swasti Mantra. Okay, from ignorance, Swati is writing, From ignorance comes desires, etc. How can we see this be through supreme consciousness? Because he had this desire of creation. Fundamental question. Did creation happen because of God's desire? That is the that is what, in essence, what she is asking, right? Did I understand the question
I
correctly?
mean, we saw this that through ignorance we have this desires and all that coming up. So
Yeah,
how can we relate this for God, our
yeah,
supreme consciousness, when He had that desire?
yeah. So the question is, did creation come to existence because of God's desire?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, no, that is the question. No, so you're actually implying God had a desire, therefore He created, and therefore God is ignorant. Can we conclude that? No, no, no. I mean, let's be God. I mean, God doesn't exist somewhere else. Don't worry about. He won't get offended. I'm 100% sure. He won't call me and say, "Hey, Annada, you're calling me ignorant and all." Don't worry about it. If he calls you, tell me. Call Shaker. Okay, okay.
Trying to
So
understand this.
yes, how do I understand the whole creation coming into existence? Did it come into existence because of God's desire? That's the question. Beautiful question. Beautiful question. Anyone wants to answer? I'll give a couple of people the opportunity to answer. Raise your hand if you want to answer. Okay, people are dropping out because they don't want to raise your hand. Okay, go ahead, Gayatri.
Because he wanted to love himself.
Is that a desire?
Yes, to be loved.
Oh, he wants to love himself and therefore it's a desire.
Yes. So
Okay,
he created, so he wants to love himself.
so God had a desire and therefore,
Yes.
and the desire was to love himself and therefore he created. Why
Yes.
can't he stand in front of a mirror and say, I love you? Why all this stuff?
We are all his reflections.
Okay. 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 One more person. Nice, nice. Good reflection on the question. Who is the next person?
Sairam.
Yes.
Yeah, desire is different from will. God did not desire, he willed.
Very nice. Okay.
You know?
What's the difference between a will and a desire?
Here I separate myself.
What's the difference between will and a desire?
Will is the creation itself.
Will is a creation and desire is not creation.
Desire is not creation.
Very nice. Very good insight. Yes. Okay, very quickly, one more person and then we'll look at the question. Desire comes from attachment. Okay, somebody wrote. Okay, thank you. And will comes from? If you answered one, you have to answer the other. Hello, Pavani. Where does will come from?
Will is, there's no attachment. There's no
No, but no, you said desire comes from attachment. Where does will come from?
intention. Good intention.
Then there is a bad intention also. So, okay. Look at that. If your desire comes from ignorance, that is what we just went through. The root of desire is ignorance. Yes, not so. Attachment comes later. After results, you get attachment. Yes, be clear about
Then will
that.
comes from knowledge.
Will comes from
Knowledge.
knowledge.
If the other one comes from ignorance.
Yeah. What so? Yes, very good insights. Let's look into this. You take the beautiful example related to this is looking at an ocean. Does the ocean desire to create a wave, or the wave comes because of just the ocean? I'm asking now Swati because she asked the question. Does the ocean will, does the ocean desire to create a wave, or the waves happen simply because of the ocean?
It happens.
So if you take the same water and put it in a well or this cup, does it create a wave?
No.
So what's the difference between the water in a glass and the water in the ocean? It's the same water. Hello, Ma.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking from the scientific aspect. So,
Oh, no, no. Do you think from whatever as a simple question? What is the the difference between the water in the ocean to the water in this cup? And why the water in the ocean only creates the wave and not the water in the cup?
Water in the ocean is not bound by any limits.
Water in the ocean is not bound. Very beautiful. Water in the ocean is not bound. Water in the cup is bound. Oh, very nice. I love that answer. Yes. Okay. Yes, water in the cup is restricted or bound or etc. Okay. Now apply this analogy. So if the ocean is God, the water in the ocean is God, and the water in the cup is you. Is it the desire of the ocean to create the wave, or it naturally happens because of the infinity associated with the ocean? It's boundless, it's infinite, it is existence, it is awareness. The same water, however, is present 100% in this cup too. Huh? You are the same water in the ocean. You are no different. You are no different. But that water in this cup is finite. That water in the ocean is infinity. And this infinite, boundless nature of that substance automatically brings forth creation. It is natural. Therefore, Shakti is natural to the divine existence, and that Shakti is what we call as Devi or Mahamaya, and that ocean is the Shiva, and that Shakti, because of that Shakti inherently present, that expresses forth because of its infinite nature and boundless nature and the Ananda, that the Nama, Rupa, Kriyatmaka world comes into existence, and it is not therefore the desire of God.
wow.
Yes.
Yes.
There are few metaphors or analogies in Vedanta that you should actually meditate, or at least try to meditate a few days. Try to act. This is the reason why you go to a beach. Huh? At least I go to a beach because I don't know swimming. But I observe this incredible nature of this ocean, and very simply looking at that ocean and trying to look at, my God, what is this? What is the nature of this ocean? Why is it so calm inside, and why is it so turbulent this side, and why is it reacting to the moon? What is happening with this water? What is all this froth that is coming? What is this algae that is floating out? What is all this wave that is coming? And one big wave, another small wave, and one guy trying to surf. Just to sit at the beach and try to observe the whole ocean. It's an incredible, powerful meditation, opening your eyes. And the other meditation you should do is looking at the sky. And tomorrow we will talk about that sky analogy to this last mantra of this. And therefore, I hope we came close to actually looking at, okay, what's the difference between Mahamaya and just Maya, if any? Maya is the water in the glass. Mahamaya is the water in the ocean. Yes, sir. Very simple as that. Uh, you see that this is phenomenal. I'm not I'm laughing because I'm laughing with bliss. I'm not laughing making fun of anybody. Please understand that. I'm laughing because of the ananda generated by just the revelation itself. These revelations, what they automatically bring out bliss within you. And the moment you notice the apedu hasate tamaha, then you start looking at the tamaha, the ignorance, and then you start laughing at it. And in that laughing of it, it disappears. It gets completely destroyed. Apedu hasate tamaha. Look at that ignorance, and then you say, ha, what an ignorant existence that is of mine. Laugh at it. The moment you laugh at it, it's gone. It's gone. And it will not repeat again. Apedu hasate tamaha. You see, not just simply learning our Ratri Sūktam, bringing Ratri Sūktam into our own practical existence about this ignorance. About this ignorance. So Mahamaya is the water of the ocean. Maya is the water in the glass. Same substance, everything, but the context is very different. So the difference, another major difference is because of this why it is the same water, because and the same properties, everything is there. The water has the same aspects associated with it. But not just look at the water and the cup, but look at the reflection of the sun, and then understand very beautifully that this reflection, chidabhasa, is what is called in Sanskritam technical terminology is chidabhasa, abhasa. What is this reflection of this chit, the awareness that is present? Then you will connect it to the full circle of everything that we're talking about. And the moment that comes into picture, that's it. It's not that you stop the action. It's not that the results won't come, but the root of those actions are born in supreme awareness that creates the results that are non-binding. Therefore, all the actions that are performed in that awareness are not rooted in ignorance. That is the essence of what we're trying to understand here. Okay, we'll pause here. We have any other burning questions that you can't sleep tonight about? Especially Gayatri, you have to go to bed now. Yes.
Yes, it's almost 11:30. We are doing this Diksha mantra chanting every day. I don't know that when we took the Diksha also, whether you explained Ram Lam Mam Yam Ksham, whether what the meaning of those was, the importance of only having those. Lam Yam Vam Ram Lam.
No, Yam Ram Lam Mam Sham Sham Sam Ham Lam Cham. Okay. Yeah.
So like we're doing Lam Prithvi Tattvatmakai, Ham Akasha Tattvatmakai, like that.
This is a technical question. How it, why not say the entire matrikas? Why we are only specifically saying Yam Ram Lam Vam Sham Sam Ham Lam Cham? Those are the ones that are invoked in the context of what we're doing as prana pratishtha, or what we call as invoking the divinity. You have to understand the prakriya. I'm using technical term. Prakriya means the technique. There is a technique involved in invoking these things. People simply do those things without connecting to how this prakriya relates to what we are doing. Not simply doing a technique, but actually understanding the significance behind it. If you take the entire matrikas and the sound that is coming from these entire matrikas, the condensation version of all the different places from which the sound is coming from, when you go from all the way to mum, huh? To mum, and then will come yam, ram, lam, vam, sham, sam, hum, lam, cham. Notice the sound of those matrikas, the last matrikas. Yam, ram, lam, vam, sham, sam, hum, lam, cham. How many matrikas are there? 9 matrikas are there. Yam, 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 ram, lam, vam, sham, sham, sam, hum, lam, cham. 10 matrikas are there. Correct? Okay. 10 matrikas are there. These 10 matrikas fundamentally represent the sound that is produced by all the other 40 matrikas that you chanted before. Do this exercise, you will know, because we don't even know what sound is actually. We don't even know what these matrikas or aksharas is. So you have to meditate on those sounds. Im, like that, kang, khang, gang, hangam. So when you do the yam, ram, lam, vam, sham, sam, hum, lam, cham, the sound produced by all the other 40 matrikas can be accomplished just with chanting these 10 matrikas and more actually. And therefore, when you bring out the life force of the breath in you, you actually bring that out. Om yam ram lam vam sham sam ham lam cham mano buddhi chitta ahankaratmane panchamukheshwara swamine namaha panchayatana swarupa bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Ishwaraya namaha uchchaswarupena bahihi agaccha tishthantu swaha. In this form of the sound of my breath and all my inner aspects about the thought, the manas, the mind, the intellect, the doer, and my conscience, in the form of this breath. What is that? It is a lingam. It is a lingam. That is linga sharira. The combination of the life force of those 10 matrikas combined with your mano buddhi chitta ahankara becomes what is called as the linga sharira within you, the lingam within you. And that lingam is invoked within you, brought out and manifested as the lingam in front of you. And then you are doing worship to the lingam within you. And when you finish doing the ritual, you bring back the lingam into you. And then you do antar abhisheka. Then before that you are doing bahya abhisheka. Thank you for asking this question. We'll be sitting here for another 40 minutes. So, who are you worshipping? What is this lingam that you are worshipping? The lingam you are worshipping is actually within you. So, what am I doing with this lingam? I am bringing out, and then what I am doing, I am becoming one with it. So the mantram that is invoked is Om Yam Ram Lam Vam Sham Sam Ham Lam Cham Mano Buddhi Chitta Hankaratmane Panchamukheshwara Swamine Namaha Panchayatana Swarupa Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Ishwaraya Namaha Vuchha Swarupena Bahihi Agaccha Tishthantu Swaha. Then you get complete chitta shuddhi, 100% chitta shuddhi. by invoking this kind of prana pratishta, and then you are not only worshipping your linga shariram, that you are actually purifying your mind, your intellect, your conscience, and your ahankara. And then you bring that in, and this is what is called anushtanam. All right. Jai Sai Ram. Now, that is the essence of why you chant only those. Okay, you got it. Pay attention to yam, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha, la, cha. Where the sound is coming, all of them have the essence of the sound repeated in the previous party matrukas. And then when there is this upasana aspect about it, which we do during the Diksha mantra related to different nyasas, where each matrika is resided within us. All these matrikas are resided within us. And each matrika, oh, this is supreme science and technology. This is what I'm talking is a supreme science and technology. Just by invoking one matrika that is present in your body at a particular spot, you can eliminate any aberrations, lack of ease associated with functionality of those things. And that is what is called as eliminating dis-ease. When the ease is gone, it is dis-ease. And that is the essence of it. Okay, Sai Ram. Okay, did you guys have enough sleeplessness tonight? So chant Ratri Sūktam or listen to it. And then Yāvaya Vrikya Avrukam Yavayastena Murmye Athanas Sutara Bhava. Jai Sai Ram. Om. Yes. Swastif prajabhyah paripalayantam न्यायेण मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय।